Hey, how's it going? How everyone's doing today? Yeah, I just woke up. I just woke up. Yeah. Hey, how's it going? How everyone's doing today? Yeah, I just woke up. Next week. Hey, how's it going? How everyone's doing today? I just woke up and ready to tackle it next week. Got myself a cup of coffee. Yeah, can't wait to start. We're currently on the week 101. I have made some appointments already. For Monday, we got product development. We're gonna start in the next hour. We're gonna have a meeting discussing that. On Tuesday, we have a couple of meetings. On Wednesday, we have 3 meetings. On Thursday, we got one meeting. It's a class about how to write down uh, all the documents again, I guess. And so far, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is empty currently, but by next couple of days, most likely I'm gonna fill in those days as well. Next rolling 4 weeks, I'm gonna be looking on key areas. One of those areas is gonna be intellectual property. I'm gonna do a lot of research. I have done a lot of research already, but it just I would be looking more in depth. I guess it's just a basic understanding. I definitely have that. Just when it comes to contracts, when it comes to technical drawings and a couple other areas, I'm gonna be looking everything what I need to know. Some of the contractual agreements, licensing, and everything when it comes to intellectual property. I need to do a lot of research on those areas. As well as I'm going to be taking some classes in terms of overall structure of the next 4 weeks. I'm going to be looking at that as well. It has been a long week, to be honest, but yeah, here we are, I guess. we're tackling next issue, and we're going to be talking about intellectual property and to some extent everything what anyone needs to know, at least the basic understanding with regards to intellectual property. If there's a lot of opinions based on your location, but I would be looking at currently UK and the way how UK sees intellectual property, and as it intellectual property office within UK, it sees as trademarks, patents, copyrights, designs, and I can't see trade secrets, but to some countries, trade secrets is as well a type of intellectual property. Just to repeat, what types of, if I had to repeat what type of intellectual property there is, so trademarks, patents, copyrights, designs, and for some countries, trade secrets. If your company were to start working on any project, usually within the UK, budget for intellectual property would be allocated for around 7.5 thousand pounds, but it depends since there's a local government support for some of the companies that they are looking to offer 8,000 pounds for any company to get your intellectual property current health to be checked, I guess. That's how it's been defined. But either way, so yeah, so the budget to organize all documents or all legal agreements or information that you need to know, budget that we will be looking at would be around 8,000 pounds, so it's slightly less. I have no clue if that's one of the options, but I prefer if I would be able to deal with intellectual property in this kind of matter, where all intellectual property would be governed by different, I guess, government within places like Israel. So I would have a main person within Israel, and that person would potentially hire a company with different parts of the world, including UK, and that company in Israel potentially would oversee all intellectual property, and the way how they're gonna be using within UK or different parts of Europe, US. So I would have main headquarters within places like Israel, based on the number of people with education and skill pool. That's one of the options, or places where you can potentially hire one of the best people, I guess, within the industry. Would be one of the places, I guess. So that would be headquarters, and from there, it would be potentially govern different parts in the way how contractual agreements would be structured. And well, I don't know that's the idea behind it. I don't know, that's my concept idea. I don't know if it's an option of the way how I can handle all intellectual property, or do I need to go directly and hire a company within UK, and that company will potentially oversee all the intellectual property and the way how it's been used. But ideally, I would prefer to have a different kind of structure when it comes to strategic management, even for intellectual property, as it has been defined by Intellectual Property Office within UK. What intellectual property is, it can be anything from names or of your products or brand. It can be your inventions, it can be designs or look of your products, things you write, make, or produce. Anything can be to some extent be used as intellectual property, including copyrights, patents, designs, and trademarks. All can be defined as intellectual property. What counts as intellectual property? Intellectual property is something that you create using your mind. For example, a story, an invention, an article of work, or a symbol. It could be anything from basically that you can think of and bring it to reality. Owning intellectual property. You own intellectual property if you have created and it meets the requirements for copyright, a patent, or a design. Uh, Both intellectual property rights from a creation or previous owner, have brand that could be a trademark, for example, well-known product name. Intellectual property can have more than one owner, belong to people or business, be sold or be transferred. Intellectual property rights allows you to make money from intellectual property you own. Overall, all subject is very complicated, but at least in UK, it depends on the country, I guess, where you live. At least in UK, usually any or most of the libraries within your I prefer if you. I guess that's the best approach. Since myself, I've been consulting with some of the libraries located in Glasgow. I guess I'm not. I'm currently not staying anywhere close to Glasgow. Actually, it's very far. But either way, most of the libraries are offering half an hour free consultation. I think that's the best way to approach this subject and have professional advisor. I guess at least to have you being introduced to intellectual property by them. That's the first step. Next step would be perhaps have free consultation. From free consultation, next step is to have you or your business to be advised on particular problems or issues that you might have within intellectual property, and perhaps best course of action, how to deal with intellectual property. Either way, especially if you're talking about any sensitive information, you should have some of the systems in place, something like NDA agreement to begin with. If anyone is interested, perhaps you can reach out to me. I'll share at least a template of NDA agreement about how and what, if you, especially if you're sharing any sensitive information, or potentially it could be, if you prefer, it wouldn't be publicly known. That's one of the best systems to have, and it's a very simple thing to do. All the other things that perhaps can be too complicated, too complicated, I guess. But nobody told me that. I guess that's where I'm coming from. Nobody told me that, and I think that's one of the best ways to approach the subject. Thanks for watching this video, and if you like it, feel free to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. It's something that you are interested. If you need any assistance, like to find out more about some of the problems that you are working on, and hopefully we are able to grow this community. Thank you. Thanks. One of the types of intellectual property can be your work, written work that would be, in this particular case, my book. Anyone who is interested to learn new things when it comes to business, feel free to reach out to me for a limited time only. You're gonna have an opportunity to receive a book that's been signed by me. First 100 people who are gonna do that, I'll send you a copy of my book that will be signed by me. Thank you.